I have so many things that we're going to talk about today. First, we have to explain, like, Paige and I basically were FaceTiming yesterday before we had this interview. I like to do that with my guests because I just want to, like, be on a closer level before we get on here and talk about, like, deep shit.
Yeah.
And so
Which I love, because I was actually really nervous. Yeah.
No,
so
yeah, that's
better.
okay. And I remember Hannah saying the same thing, and I'm like, I'm not trying to ruin your life. I actually want to have, like, a fun conversation. I'm not trying to exploit you. And also maybe it's like a backwards thing that I want you to feel more comfortable with me, and then you will exploit yourself. But, like, who knows? Okay, so anyways,
you're smart. You're smart,
right? So Paige and I are talking, and first and foremost, just to, like, lay it out for you guys listening, we don't technically know each other. Mm-hmm. We've never met in person. Mm-hmm. But we kind of know each other through two avenues. One is through Hannah, and then the other is through your ex-boyfriend.
Yes, which is such a crazy story.
I want us to both tell it from our POV because I didn't know. Okay, so Daddy, I didn't know if Paige knew this. And so I was like, I was on FaceTime with her and I'm like, okay, like, listen, like, I just want to, like, ask if we can talk about this on the podcast. I sort of know your ex-boyfriend, and I didn't know if she knew, and all of a sudden I felt the need to clarify, like, I haven't fucked him. I promise I haven't fucked him. Like, fuck, I know how that sounds so bad. So this is my part of the story, okay? And then you're going to tell yours.
Okay.
So all the way back to when I was living in, like, the infamous, we call it, like, the 301. That was where I was, like, living with rats, poor as shit, had no money, living with two roommates. Like, I was living in a closet. Every time I brought a guy back, they were like, oh my God, this is the cutest closet. Where's your bedroom? I'm like, this is my bedroom. Go fuck yourself. Like, it was that type. But those are usually, like, the best, I feel like. Okay,
I get that, yeah.
Then it was before I started the show, I wanted to get on Raya. Everyone wants to get on Raya. And I remember putting in my application, and the minute that I got accepted, it was like all of us, the three of us in the house, were like, oh, we're now on Raya. Like, all of us are going to use it. And you know how in New York, like, I almost wanted it more for a connection to men and their friend group rather than just like a dating. You know what I mean? Like, New York is so, like, you need to
you wanted a circle. You want a circle of guys. Yeah, I got it.
And so then why not Raya, where they're, like, rich and successful, like, added bonus. So I go on Raya, and one of the first guys I see is soon to be your ex-boyfriend. Yes. And I remember I kept seeing him, and then my other roommate got on Raya, and I don't remember who matched with him, but maybe both of us.
Yeah, I think both of you.
Both of us. Okay.
Yeah.
And he was one of those guys that always had plans. Every time we messaged him, he was like, we're going to be here with my friends, blah, blah, blah. Like, perfect guy.
Yep.
But we never ended up meeting up with him. And I remember, I'm pretty sure I have his number somewhere in my phone. And we texted, like, once being like, like, he was like, we're here tonight. Do you want to come? And we were getting ready and we chose different plans, and it was just not meant to be. Fast forward to me seeing Hannah and stalking her life, and then seeing you. And I remember seeing him on either your Instagram or the show or whatever, and being like, oh my God, did I fuck up? Oh my God. Like, is he such a good suitor? Because you know when, like, a hot girl dates a dude that you never went for, all of a sudden his real estate goes up. Right. I was like, fuck, like, did I fuck up? And, like, he's got his, like, hot car and, like, all this shit. And I'm like, whoa, like, this girl looks like she's living the life. And I was single at the time. I was like, did I fuck up?
You're like, that could have been me.
Right.
Okay, so my point of view on this story is I was friends with him for a while.
Okay.
And I was, like, in that friend group. He has an amazing friend group. We always had plans. We were always doing things. And then all of a sudden I was like, I think I like him. Like, I think I want to date him. But we were such close friends that, like, I knew everyone he was sleeping with. Like, I knew what dates he was going out on. So I had to pretend like that didn't bother me. And I will never forget the day that he was like, guess who I matched with on Raya?
No.
And I was like, who? And he goes, Alex Cooper. And I was like, fuck.
No.
I called my mom and I go, I can't tell him now that I like him because it's gonna look like I just don't want him to go out on a date with this, like, super hot blonde. Because I always was like, deep down, your type is blondes. Like, I'm not your type. And he's like, no, like, I don't really have a type. So I remember when that happened, then he matched with your friend, and I was like, fuck. Like, she kind of looks like me. She's a lot more successful. Like, there's no way he's going to pick me over these two girls. And then for whatever happened, like you guys never met up or it just like was never meant to be. And then we started dating. And I was like, whew, that was a close one.
It was a close one. So thank God we always went on different plans. Wait, that is so crazy. The fact that you called your mom.
I know. I was like, Mom. And she was like, who are they? Like, let me see a picture. And she was like, ooh,
they're
yeah,
sluts.
They are pretty.
Dude, it's so crazy because we were talking about this. Like, New York is so small.
So small.
And
it's
people
actually
think
terrifying.
it's not, and it's so small. And so having, like, I saw him like 19 million times on Raya, and he was like the Raya man to me at that point. And
he does have a good Raya profile.
He does.
I will give him
He
that.
does.
Yeah.
It's a suitor, a full suitor, like you're ready to infiltrate. So you didn't meet him on Raya.
I didn't meet him on Raya. I met him, oh my God, probably in like 2015.
What?
I had just gotten single, and I went to a Halloween party at his apartment. And I walked into the apartment, and I was with a group of my friends, and we didn't even see the guys that were in there yet because we only knew one guy there.
Right.
And I walked in, and I said, dibs on whoever owns this apartment. And my friends were like, you can't call dibs. And I was like, I just did.
I just did, because whoever apartment this is, I want this.
Yeah, I was like, this is my life now.
So, okay, so tell me first, like, where you're from, where you went to college, how old you are.
Okay, so I'm from upstate New York, from Albany. I went to college in Albany, this really small school called St. Rose.
Okay.
I lived at home for college, so I didn't have like the typical like crazy college. I was in a sorority type thing, and I'm such a relationship girl that I had a boyfriend all through college. So I'm 28. I moved to New York like the month after I graduated college. I was like 22, and I went off.
Oh my
like
God.
I went crazy because it was the first time I'd like lived on my own. I lived with 2 girlfriends for the first year, and then I moved out when our lease was up, lived by myself, and I've lived in New York now for almost 6 years.
Wait,
Yeah.
the fact that you didn't have a conventional college experience makes so much sense that then you get to New York City and that's almost like you're treating it like your college experience.
Absolutely. I went out every single night. Like Monday nights, like industry night was my night. I was like, if I am not at Catch at Monday night at 10 p.m., like what am I doing?
What am I doing?
What am I actually doing?
What, did you have a job at the time?
No, I had no job. My parents
you're
were like,
helping with rent?
my parents were financing everything for me. They were like, we're giving you 6 months. And if you can't figure it out in 6 months, you have to come home. So like month 5, I was like, fuck, like I need to figure this out. I ended up getting a job. I interned for a little, and then I ended up getting a job at ABC News as an assistant. And I was like, okay, great. Now I can like pay my own rent. Like I'll be fine.
I remember I had a sales job at a magazine and I was making no money. I could barely afford rent and I couldn't pay like from a paycheck that I got at my job. That wouldn't even equate one paycheck of like rent. And so I would have to call my grandmother and my dad and like schmooze with them and be like, hey dad, like what's up? And he's like, Alex, I'll put like $500 in your bank account. I'm like, I love you.
I got my first paycheck in New York and I called my mom and I go, Mom, I think I have to call HR. Like they took a ton of money out. Like what's going on? She goes, hi, that's called taxes. And I was like, is anyone talking about this? And she goes, I don't know, only the whole country. Like, get it together. And I like didn't know my social security number literally until like last year that I memorized it.
I had to save mine in my phone as like a contact, like social. And my dad's like, that's the dumbest thing you can do. I'm like, how am I supposed to memorize that? How am I
they're
supposed
like,
to do
my
that?
mom's like, someone's gonna get your phone. You're gonna get. I'm like, it's
fine.
okay.
It's fine.
Like,
There's no money to steal from me anyway.
Yeah, like no one wants my identity right now.
Dude,
I have $4.
until this past year, I was doing my taxes on TurboTax by myself. I'm a walking out of TurboTax.
I always say like my biggest fear is going to jail for tax evasion just because I'm dumb. Like not because I'm trying to get one over on anyone.
Paige, it would literally be for like a couple $100. Like no one gives a fuck. I got so nervous too. I'm like, oh my God, I think I forgot like this one check I got from like an influencer company back in the day when I did like a Bang Energy ad. No, I never did that. And people were like, that's a couple $100. Like no one's coming after you. I'm like, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
it's scary.
No, glad we went over our taxes.
Yeah, me too.
Is everyone happy that we went over that? Dude, I will never forget. This is the shit where when you're like poor in New York. I remember it was my Paige, where'd you go?
I'm here.
Paige's camera just flipped upside down. Okay, when I was in New York and it was really desperado times, like ramen noodles, I was on unemployment checks, like shit was dark. I remember I started going out with this one promoter dude all the time because I was like raging my face off and I was just trying to like live my best life, but it was like so grimy. And he talked about the model apartments. Have you ever heard of them in New York?
I've heard of them. Okay. I've never been to one, though.
I have never been to one, but I've seen pictures. And so, Daddy Gang, I think it's kind of interesting. Like, so we would be going out and he would
And no one knows that this is like a thing in New York.
Right?
Yeah.
Every time you go out, there's like the hottest girls, like so fucking skinny, just like standing there looking like they haven't eaten in 10 days. Yeah. They also look like
miserable.
Miserable. And so they're standing there. And I remember as I got closer to this promoter, who honestly was the weirdest man I've ever met in my life, he offered me and my old roommate to come into the model home. And the saddest thing is how poor we were at that time. We kind of questioned it. We were like, hold on, you don't have to pay rent. To pay rent. But then he was like, yeah, but you have to come out and party 5 nights a week.
Every single night. Yeah.
And it was like,
you have to.
Oh, wait. And
it's actually really sad.
Right?
Like, it's almost like a form of
like they're
like having a pimp.
Yes.
Like, it's like, wait, I don't want to be forced to go out anywhere I don't want to be. And like, I'm sure in the beginning that's so fun,
right?
But after like 2 weeks, I'd be like, bruh, I gotta lay in my bed.
And I remember I went to like Vandal one night for drinks and like dinner like, you know, when they fucking buy you all.
Oh, R.I.P. Vandal.
Is it over?
I think so.
Oh, wait, really? Did they close?
I think so. I feel like I drove by like a couple weeks ago and there was like graffiti.
Honestly,
like
probably for
end
the
of an
best.
era.
It's probably for the
yeah,
best.
Up and down, that's over.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so sad. I used to pop off.
Up and Down was a place to be.
A place.
So I'm at Vandal, and there's all these girls that look as if they are ready to just end it all. And I'm getting concerned almost. I'm like,
one bad day away from just
they're gone. One day you never see them again. And I'm like, finally I'm like asking, because now I've gone out 2 nights in a row. And I'm like, are you okay? To this one girl. And she was like, this is my 5th night out. And I'm just like so exhausted. I don't want to be here. And she said to me, none of us drink. We never drink anymore when we come out. We are miserable and like we hate our lives. And I was like the one that's like getting blasted because I'm like, I'm not here as a a model that's getting paid to be here. And I just remember like it was so sad to see those girls like having to do that. But like it is like when you don't have money, like I considered it. But then seeing the party lifestyle, I was like, no, I'm not into it. You gotta respect the hustle. Like,
no, I do. Right? I respect it though. I'm like, look, if I couldn't figure it out and thank God I have like a family who like if something happened like they would help me, but I'd be like, fuck yeah, why would I not do that? There's so many times where like people will DM me for feet pictures and like I really contemplated like,
dude, right? I remember Tana
like
Mojo,
I'll send you $3,000. I'm like, shut up.
But oh my God, who gives a fuck? If guys, anybody out there wants feet pictures, slide in my fucking DMs. I just want to make sure that I'm not getting like catfish and they're like, I'm going to send pics and then they like don't send me money. Let's talk about your life in quarantine. You're single right now.
I'm single
How long have you been single?
I've been single for 6 months. September, October, November, December, January, February. Yeah, 6 months.
And how long did it take you to get back into the dating game?
Oh, Alex.
Okay, fine.
Took me, let me see, 48 hours. So not great. My ex was like, I don't love this. And I was like, I gotta go.
And you're like, I do love this. This is great for me.
Yep. Took me a cool 48 hours to be like, wow, I missed this.
Tell me about your roster. Like now that you're back single, tell me about your dating process. And like, are you on dating apps? How many people are you talking to? Give us the whole scoop.
Okay, so I am on dating apps. I'm on Hinge and Raya. Hinge is trash. Trash humans, trash people.
Everyone's trash.
I just like to see like what people look like, and I'm like, no. So I've never matched with anyone on Hinge. I've never like gone on a date with anyone on Hinge. I have in my like career of dating, I've probably been on Raya for like, I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 years now. I've only ever gone on 2 dates, and they were actually pretty good.
Wait, wow.
They're actually pretty good.
Dates, but have you met up with them like with their friends or just literally you've only met 2 people off Raya?
So the first guy very good looking on his profile. And for some reason, like, I didn't Google him, which is so out of character for me. We get out on the date, and this is pre-Summer House. We're sitting on the date. We're like at some like pizza place or something. And this girl leans over to him and goes, I just want to let you know, like, I love you so much. And I was like, yo, who the fuck is this?
You're like,
guy?
I have to pee so bad. Run to the bathroom. Google.
Run to the bathroom. Google. He's like some actor on an NBC show. We probably went on like 5 dates total. The sweetest.
Wait, I wonder if we went on the same date with the same man.
What was his name?
He's on a show, right? And he's
Does he play a doctor?
Yes!
Stop. Is his first name? Yes.
Dude.
Wait.
Okay. Wait. I remember he was the sweetest guy.
The sweetest. I was like, this is my husband.
Like, this is who I should love. And there's I remember my date with him was, I'm pretty sure this is serial killer, which I would never usually do, but I think because he was a famous actor, like, I didn't feel like he was gonna kill me, which now with the Army Hammer shit, like, maybe should have thought twice.
You never really know.
So I showed up to his apartment in Brooklyn.
Yeah. The cutest apartment. I was like, artsy,
like luxe living, like the upstairs, like the whole thing. And so we had like one of the most like romantic nights, like making you drinks, right? Like the books, the whole thing.
And then he was like smoking a cigarette out the window. I was like, vibey as
Paige,
fuck.
when I tell you he did the same exact thing with me.
Wow.
Open the window, you sit on the couch, he sits on the ledge.
Stop. I'm dead right now.
Dude, does he do this to every girl?
He must. But like, here's the thing. When we stopped talking, I was never like mad at him because I was like, you know what? I fuck with you. And if you ever call me again, I will meet up with you.
I remember he gave me, it was our first, and we did 2 dates. We laid in his bed. We only made out and we watched a movie. And then before I left, it was the randomest thing. But he was like, do you want a luggage bag? And I was like, sorry, sir, what? I'm like, are you blacking out? Like, and he was like, I got an extra away luggage bag from this company. Would you want it? Like, I have too many of them. And meanwhile, I'm still poor as fuck at this moment. So I'm like,
you're like, yes.
I was like trying to act all suave. I'm like, I mean, like, I don't know if I need it, but like, I guess
like
I'll
if you don't have room for it, like I'll take it off your hands.
Literally, I have like a TJ Maxx one that's like fully disintegrating and I'm like sweating, like wanting it so bad. So he gives me an away thing. I left that night and then we went on one more date. We went to the Spotted Pig and we just went for like a brunch. And I remember after that thinking, this dude is so nice, but there was just something I don't know what it is, but like the nicest, and I could see me like being friends with him, right?
And like randomly he'll send me a DM or like a picture or something. I'm just like, I like vibe with you from a distance.
How did it go with you guys?
So we had gone we went on our first date, like a dinner date, and oh my god, I'm so sorry.
It's okay if it's
Hannah.
It is Hannah. Hannah, stop calling Paige. She's getting jealous.
Getting jealous. So we had gone on our first date. We went on a dinner date, which how I was like realized who he was, because I'd never watched the show that he was on, so I didn't know. And then we went on a second date. He took me to a play. I know. And like usually so not me. Like if someone was like, hey, want to go to a play? I'd be like, fuck no.
Like,
so we go to this play. Yeah. And in like the intermission of it, he looks at me and he was like, this is lame. You want to get out of here? And I was just like,
I'm wet.
Yeah, I was like, yes. So we go back to his apartment. I don't sleep with him. He asked me to like run lines with him. And I was like, stop. I was like, I'm a movie star now.
I'm pretty sure he asked me to do the same thing because he has the fat scripts, all the paper. Yeah. Dude, it's literally like a dream, but also now it's scaring me because when you're saying these things, I'm like, yes. Okay, so you're running lines.
I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what dress am I wearing to the Emmys this year? Like, obviously, I am his date to the Emmys. Then I think I hung out with him one more time. It was like a snowstorm, and I like took my ass on the subway to Brooklyn in a snowstorm, and that was like the night I slept over. And then I woke up the next morning. He had to like go film super early, so I left at like 6 a.m. and like never really talked to him again. Like, yeah.
Why
like,
did he not reach out or you didn't?
I think he reached out. This is so long ago now, but he reached out the next morning like, hey, like, did you get home okay? And I was like, yep. And we chatted for like a little, and then he just like never hit me up again. And I certainly wasn't gonna ask him to hang.
He's one of those guys that's so, it's like daddy gang. Think of a guy that's like so perfect on paper.
So
your
perfect.
parents would love him. I told my mom about him, obviously, and she was like, oh my God, right? But then there's something that like the spark, it's just like, good guy.
Yep, good guy.
Would love
I hope he finds the love of his life. You know, like, I wish good things for him.
Mine ended because I remember he wanted to go to like away to like upstate New York or something. He probably did that to you too. No.
Because he was buying a house.
Dude, did we date him at the same time?
It must have been. This was probably like 3 years ago.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm dead.
He's trying to buy a house in upstate New York.
Yeah.
And he was
I
like,
don't think he ever bought it.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
That was
okay.
wild.
So you are fully single right now.
Fully single.
Tell me about the dating life.
So the dating life, I like to keep a healthy bench, a healthy roster. I always say, I feel like a mom because I'm always like, I'm only as happy as like my least happy one.
Oh.
You know?
God. Whoa.
So like I like to keep them all happy. But recently I cleared them all. I was just like, I don't fuck with any of you anymore.
Wow.
I had like 4 guys that I was talking to. One of them ghosted me and left on his own.
Wait,
like,
why?
I don't really know.
Oh.
We'll never get to the bottom of it.
You didn't ask, did you? Did you just like text him one day and he stopped answering?
So we were texting normally one day, and then he just like stopped answering, and then a few days went by, and so I sent the follow-up text like,
hello,
hi, remember me? Like, hello? Like, is this thing on? Like, what's going on?
You there?
And never responded. And I was like, okay, well then. So he left. I had gotten rid of one of my other guys because he had like just gotten out of a really serious relationship. I could tell he just like wanted to have fun, and like totally we had a lot of fun, but there wasn't enough spark to like
run
keep
its course.
him. Yeah, I was just like, you're like cool, and like I'll answer your text, but like we're probably never gonna chill again, like one-on-one.
Okay, that makes sense. Like not worth the sex.
Right.
Like you'd rather be home with your vibrator than like having him over.
Right. And I'm like, I really just like, I want to do my skin routine and not feel weird like putting pimple cream on at your apartment. So like, I'm gonna stay home.
Totally.
And then I have another guy who's like great, super nice, shows me a lot of attention, but I'm just in this mood where I'm like, I don't want to be someone's girlfriend. Like the thought of someone being like, hey, this is my girlfriend Paige. Not right now. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't vibe for me right now.
Didn't you tell me you're hooking up with a guy that's like younger? Not younger.
So I was hooking up with a guy who was younger. He was 2 years younger than me, which
fascinating.
It's fascinating because he was like the first guy I'd hooked up with since breaking up with my older boyfriend. Right. So it was like such a switch.
Oh.
And there are like pros of hooking up with someone younger or your age, but then there's like such a long con list. We would have so much fun going out, but there's just something about guys your age where I'm like, well, do you have like a plan?
Right.
Like, but then those were things that I hated when I dated someone older because he would be like, do you have a plan? I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
No.
Like,
dating an older guy, it's so crazy because you go in waves. Like you want to date the older guy because like you said, they have plans and it's hot that they know the places to go and the reservations and they have the pool and they have the money and the cars and the apartments and all the nice things. And you kind of feel so like, oh my God, I'm this little dainty bitch that's next to him in his fucking G-Wagon. We're rolling around town and I don't have to do anything. But then when they start to turn to you in that car and look you in your soul and say, so I could see myself marrying you. Where are you at, girlfriend? And you're like, excuse you? I mean, my ex was amazing. Like, he really was. He's, like, on paper, the most perfect. Right.
But when he would challenge me with, like, you know, like, if you became a mom, you probably can't, like, stay up till 4 a.m. anymore. And, like, he would just, like, say certain things that, like, had me thinking. And then, like, if you tell me to do something, I have to now do the opposite.
Right, 100%.
And I'm like, I have a dad, so I don't, and he really likes me, so I don't need you to tell me what to do. Like, I'll figure it out.
That's so true, too, because then the older guy, it's like, you start to love the idea, but then immediately once you break up with the older guy, I remember breaking up with an older guy and immediately wanting to be like, should I like fuck like a guy that just got out of college just because like I want to go to the grungy apartment. I want him to like want to show up for me and like
because you feel like you're better than them.
Yes.
And that's like no one talks about that feeling. Like when I'm with a guy and I know for a fact that like I've lowered my standards to be with him, I'm like,
you don't even give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
And it's
like
fun.
I will put the pimple cream on. Like, what are you gonna do about it, bro?
Right.
You're not gonna leave.
I'm gonna put my pimple cream on while you eat me out, and I'm going to be relaxed. I am gonna be so chilling.
Right. And it's more like if you think you're actually gonna get into a serious relationship with that person, that you're like, okay, what are their goals? Like, how? Like, is this gonna be a long-term thing? Like, in 5 years, are we gonna be able to like get an apartment together, or are we gonna be broke as fuck? And I'm just not at the stage where I am seeing anyone that I'm like, this is gonna be my husband.
Totally.
So I don't really like give a shit what their goals are.
Yeah. Like I just want to know, like, do we have fun? Because this is what we were saying. We were like, a part of me sometimes just wants like a guy that has a good group of friends that doesn't put pressure on me, and it's just like a good go-to time. That's all I want right now.
And then New York really is so small that it's like if you're with one guy in one group, like everyone knows you're hooking up.
Totally.
And that like that's one of my rules that it took me a little while in New York to learn, that like every guy knows each other and you can only sleep with one guy.
There's clearly a story behind that. Tell me the story. You're
Okay,
like, all right, thanks for calling me out. Here we go.
This is probably one of my best New York City stories. My girlfriends, like, I always tell this story to whoever wants to hear it.
I'm reclining. I'm ready.
So I was probably like 23, 24, and I met this guy, gorgeous, 6'2", dark hair, dark eyes, beard, dressed impeccable. His apartment, downtown Soho. I was just like, I love you. I love you. I will do whatever you want me. He would hit me up at 2 a.m. Hey, come over. I'm putting my sweats on. I'm coming. I'm ready. I just washed my makeup off. I'm putting it back on.
Only for you, baby.
Only. So one night he was supposed to meet me out, and for whatever reason I felt like he was getting distant. Felt like he was getting back with his ex-girlfriend. Didn't really know what was happening. He never shows up. So because I didn't have like a crazy college experience, I'd never had a one-night stand, and this was the only time I'd ever done it. And I'm out with my girlfriends. I forget where we even were. I think we were at Acme.
Oh, shit gets weird at Acme.
Shit gets weird. You have no cell phone service. Shit gets
start
weird.
To do shit and like really
odd.
Run for things you would never do. But you're like, no one can contact me. I'm down here. I'm going for it.
I might as well be in a different country. Like the time zone is probably different. Like Acme is like
it's a rare breed.
It's a rare breed. So I'm standing there and some guy is standing at a table next to me, and I could just tell that we were both like looking at each other. And I was like, whatever. So we go over to his table. We're chatting. He's like, my apartment is like pretty close. I don't think it was. But
it's like literally in Queens. You're like, right. Here we go.
And I'm like with my one girlfriend. She's like, whatever. Just like go back to his apartment. This guy's not even going to text you. He's probably with another girl. Like you deserve it. So I go back to this guy's apartment. I sleep with him. I wake up the next morning and I'm like, I want to kill myself.
Fuck.
Like, I'm like, if I don't get out of here in 4 seconds. I remember him being like, so what's your number? And I was like, probably not.
Probably not. Actually,
I was like, probably not.
I don't know where my phone is. It's still at Acme. Gotta go by. Somehow you called the Uber.
I can't remember. I'm like, I don't know. So I leave. I'm in an Uber back to my apartment. The original guy texts me. Hey, it'd probably be cool if you didn't go out and sleep with my best friend. And my whole body shuts down. My stomach falls to my butt. I'm gonna throw up. So I text him back and I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, first of all, Paige, I fell asleep last night. And second of all, one of my best friends just called me and goes, oh my God, I hooked up with like such a great girl last night. Like, I think I'm going to take her on a date. And I go, what's her name? And he said your name. And I was like,
you're like, that wasn't me though. That wasn't me. Ask him for my number. He doesn't even have the number. That wrong girl. Fuck.
Wrong. I never spoke to him again. And it pains me to this day to know that I fucked up so badly like that. And I've never had a one night stand ever again. Yeah, it was trauma.
My mouth is wide open because I feel like I've had a similar situation where the fact that you were already feeling so shitty about yourself.
So shitty.
You're in that Uber being like, I need to take 17 showers and I need to pray to the mother of God that I completely can erase this at some point in my life. Like, you feel gross. It's one of those
I was
that
like,
you don't
my
even,
mom didn't raise me like this. I don't just sleep with guys I meet. I was like, this is disgusting.
And it's also like the guy you met at Acme.
Yeah,
like,
I was like,
you're in the basement, you wake up, he doesn't even look the same. You're like, why the fuck did I do that?
No,
it's awful.
no.
And also I hate those where I've done this before. You're out and you're sad about another guy not answering you. So you think the good thing to do is to go with another dude, but really it's just go the fuck home. Because
just go home.
Right? And the fact that he was just sleeping. He was just.
I mean, was that we don't actually know. He probably wasn't just sleeping. Right. But like for the story and like he looks better than he probably did. Like, dude, it was.
So then you never heard from him again.
I never heard from him again, and I would like see him out because New York again is so small, and like now if I ever see him, like we say hi, but
he's just over it.
Yeah. Over.
Those are the worst. I'm so sorry for you because like I've done some fucked up shit, especially when you're intoxicated and you think you're doing the right thing and it's just like you just fuck yourself over. Okay, Paige, what is your routine when you're like when you're going to like sleep with a guy? Like I have said on my podcast, like it's not a religious thing. I just don't usually fuck guys on the first date only because it depends. Like usually it's because I'm going into it with like a specific mindset. Like I want to trap this man and I want to do it in like a very calculated way. I've now told my best friend Lauren, who's single, because she was like, oh fuck, like should I not fuck on the first date? I'm like, Lauren, you're looking to just have sex, so absolutely fuck on the first date. Find out what his dick is like, find out what his dick game is like, and then if you don't like it, get out and go to another one. But what's your kind of style?
So it definitely took me a few years to like figure out my dating style, and you're right. It depends on what you want from that man. Like if you go out on a date and you're like, damn, I really like him. Like I want to hang out with him. My rule is don't sleep with him at least until like after the third date. 3 dates is usually my rule. Now, have I slept with people way too soon? Absolutely. Like everyone gets too many tequilas. Like, but there are guys that like, if you sleep with them on the first date, they don't give a shit. Like if they really like you and it's meant to be, it doesn't matter. But a lot of my guy friends, which is such a double standard.
Totally.
They obviously want to sleep with you on the first date. But if you let them, even though they're fucking trying to, if you let them, they're immediately turned off. It's so annoying because like my guy friends will say this to me and I'm like, okay, so if it's going to turn you off that they sleep with you on the first date, then why are you trying to sleep with them? And they're like, to see if we can. And I'm like, oh my God, that's infuriating to me.
But a part of me also thinks if you do on the first night, if you are the specific girl that can play it the right way, the minute after you fuck, and you do it not too like quickly where you like get up and you act like I do this all the time and you like quickly get up, wipe yourself up with your hands, rub it on his carpet, be like, peace out, dude, see you around. Like
imagine wiping yourself and then rubbing it on his. I just had a visual of me doing that and like I kind of want to try it at some point. Like I don't need no man.
I'm good, thank you, good night. That is like a little too suave where they're like, whoa, like she's got a system.
Yeah.
But if you linger too long and then you're Miss Clingy, they're like, Kate, you were just so easy. Yep. Like you do this with every guy also. And like, you're like trying to wife, like I'm trying to like not wife you up. There's I think there's a very specific way to girls. If you ever do fuck them on the first time and then you're like, fuck, I think I like this dude. Yeah. It's gotta be a really suave way, which I can talk about another episode, but like specifically waiting a little bit longer and then getting up and being super like acting like you never did this before. But like
without saying I never do this.
Yeah. And then you leave.
Yeah.
So you usually wait a little bit if you think he has potential.
If I think he has potential, I will wait until the third date because then at that point, they're so into you. Yeah. Like they want to sleep with you so badly. Yep. And I just feel like it makes it better. I love sexual tension. Like the build up, I feel like is the best part of it. And like I love a chase just as much as guys do, but like it's different for girls. Like if I want to sleep with him, I know I'm gonna be. No one's gonna say no. Totally. Like that's a guy. But I love like are we not? What's it gonna be like? Is it like the sexual tension? So my rule is the third date.
Have you ever had one of those things where you think like, damn, we should have just left it at sexual tension? Was there ever someone in a group that you ended up hooking up with and you were like, why? I almost liked the flirting stage more than like the actual act of doing it.
Wow, that's a really good question. And I don't think so. And I'm not trying to say like I'm so good at having sex.
No, I get what you're saying.
but
no.
like I don't think I've ever been like, shoot, I wish I didn't sleep with him. It wasn't what I thought. I liked the flirting better.
Why I brought that to mind was because something just popped into my head. I had a situation where I had this like brilliant thing that just happened to me, and I gave it as advice on Call Her Daddy. It wasn't intentional. I met this guy on Raya, and I went on a date with him, and the chemistry just wasn't there. But after the date, he brought me to this bar, and all of his friends were there, and they were such a cool group of friends in New York. And so I started to hang out with him a little bit longer than I should have, which is maybe a little fucked up because I kind of wanted to like hang with their group of friends. And
here's the thing, guys are just as much social climbers than like guys think girls are. I've actually met some of the most social climby guys in New York that I'm like, it's so annoying that girls have that like stigma to them because you will literally
just as bad.
Yeah.
You would suck a dick in the bathroom if it meant that you were 100% getting the table at One Oak next to the fucking DJ booth, you piece of shit.
1,000%.
Right? So I start infiltrating this friend group, and I went strategically, which I think was very smart on my part, right for the girls. And I befriended the girls because I knew a lot of girls probably try to infiltrate because there were a lot of hot guys in the group, and they would be like, okay, this girl's just trying to fuck. Yeah. And I wasn't even trying to fuck. I just wanted like a good group of friends. So finally, after like months, I would go out and meet them every weekend, and like I had a good group of friends. And then there was an athlete in that group that would occasionally pop in that was actually on an ex. I used to be on my ex's professional athletic team. So they used to be teammates.
Okay.
And so naturally, I wasn't dating my ex at the time. So I was kind of like, is this fucked up, but like so fucking hot? Because I wasn't on good terms with my ex. And I was like, wait, this is so fun. So he would every weekend have a new chick on his arm, and we would make crazy eye contact. The sexual tension was insane.
And the eye contact, right? That's what it is for me.
And we're like across the table from each other, and we're not talking. And we had matched on Raya like months and months before, and neither of us had messaged each other. So we knew who each other was. He knew who I was. He knew who my ex was. And then finally, after so much sexual tension back and forth for like so long, one night, it just got a little too wild. It was one of those New York nights where like we go back to someone's baller apartment. It's 5 a.m. People are drinking, doing drugs. Like everyone's up. It's like one of those best nights. And then he ended up leaving the girl he was with, and we went back to my apartment. And we didn't have sex, but we did like everything but. And I woke up and I just knew like, why did I do that? Because it wasn't that great. He's kind of doesn't have the best personality, but it was just like the chase and the forbiddenness that I was into. And the minute that I woke up, I could tell we both even were just kind of like, we're gonna have to see each other at like the day drink today, and like we're not gonna date. Like we're too much both on our own, like we're in our own shit. Also, my ex is like your friend, like you're weird. Like it was just a whole thing. And I wish to that day we had just kept it at the flirtatious eye contact.
And I feel like, I don't know if this is like specific to New York, but because everyone knows everyone and everyone's friends, I've been in that situation where like you're hooking up with a guy in a friend group, and then like that kind of falls off, and like you don't really know if you like him, and then one random night one of the other friends comes along and you're like, damn, like you're kind of showing me attention. You hook up with him, and then you're like, fuck,
why
like,
did I do that?
Yeah, like why did I do that? It's so,
and I think anyone listening, because I have a lot of people always writing in being like, should I hook up? Like there's sexual tension between me and like one of my best guy friends. I think sometimes leaving the sexual tension is better than actually going for it, because the sex is a moment. The after sex is a long fucking time. And so when you're then going in social settings, almost think, okay, we're gonna have sex, it will probably be great or not. What happens after? What are we gonna do after?
Unless you had like love at first sight,
done.
Like then it's probably not. Like I have definitely been in a group of guy friends where I have slept with one of the guys and I'm like, I really like this person. And then there's another friend who's like kind of always hitting on me and I'm like, I love this. Yeah. And I haven't slept with him. And it's way better than if we were to actually do it. Then like, even though there's such a double standard and it's annoying, but that's what it is. Like the guys are going to think of you as like, yeah, 2 of us like slept
Yeah.
with you. And it's like, I hate that feeling.
My mom was saying something to me because she was like, it's so annoying me because her friend kept saying things about like her son's friends that would be like, oh, he's such a great guy. He just has to get it out of his system. He's like hooking up with a bunch of girls and then he's going to be an amazing husband. Can you imagine someone ever saying she just has to fuck around with all these guys, get it out of her system, then she's going to be an amazing wife? Why is it a double standard? Go fuck yourselves.
It's so annoying because all of my guy friends, this brings up such a good point, because all of my guy friends are like, we're not ready for relationships. And I was like, no, I totally, like, I get that.
Right.
Like, you don't get in one if you don't think that you can be faithful to someone. But like, they're like, but you're the type of girl we'd want to date. Like, you're independent, like, you're funny, you're successful. And I'm like, I'm right here.
Right.
Like, so like, if you want to date me, I'm right here. But like, if I ever said, yeah, I'm just gonna go fuck like all these guys and like I'm not ready, they'd be like, you're a whore.
You're a whore.
Like, you can't.
Fuck you. It's just such a double standard, and all I can say is like it literally all has to do with like, everyone always asks me like, how do you preserve your reputation, all this shit. You just gotta look at yourself however the fuck you feel, and if you feel good about yourself, fuck whatever you want to do, like just go for it. And any guy that can't handle like your body count, which he'll never find out because you're never fucking telling them, don't ever tell someone your body count.
I don't understand why girls would ever.
Dude, when girls are like, what do I tell him my body count is? You say, go fuck yourself. None of your business.
Yeah, I'd be like, you're such a weird. You make them feel stupid.
Right.
Like, ew, that's so weird. Why would you ask that? I would never ask what yours
and
is.
like, you make them feel so immature. Like, oh God, like you're
like,
still
what
on
are you
that
in high?
shit?
Like,
Literally.
what are you in college? You want to know my body count? That's so weird.
Tell me, okay, wait, your star sign. What aren't you a Scorpio? I remember Hannah like backhandedly being like, you're a fucking Scorpio, you psycho.
Yes.
What
November
is it like
4th is my birthday.
What is it like dating Scorpios?
So we're very like mysterious. So like we're never gonna really let you know how we're feeling about you.
Oh.
We're the most sexual sign.
Oh.
But we're like, you wouldn't really know it. Like, unless you are the person having sex with us, we're not gonna like put it out. And so it's like kind of like a little bit of a surprise, I feel like. And we can be very cold. Like, so like when I'm done with someone, I'm done with them. Like, I really don't ever think about them again. But if I care about them, I'm going to be very empathetic. Like, I'm going to be all about them. But if you do piss me off and I get to that point, like,
done.
I'll delete your number. Like, I don't, and it won't faze me.
What are you like as a girlfriend?
So it's interesting because I am like a girlfriend type of girl. Like, I love having boyfriends, and I think it's because I think girls are always mean, and it's so hard to like ever have like a good group of girlfriends or have like a best friend who's a girl.
Totally.
And I mean, not saying that I'm not a girl's girl, because I deep down really am. Like, I love my girlfriends. I love that. But like in high school and college, I always felt like, okay, well, my boyfriend's the one that really has my back. So I love being someone's girlfriend, and I've definitely stayed in relationships too long just because I liked the comfortability of being someone's girlfriend. But I'm a good girlfriend, but I'm probably not the best. Like, I'm definitely toxic at some points.
Like, what do you mean toxic? Like, do you try to make them jealous? Like, what's your go-to that if I asked your ex-boyfriends, like, what is Paige like, what are they telling me?
So all my ex-boyfriends, I speak to all of them except one. And I would say I have like 5 real relationships that I was in. I talk to all of them. They're all good friends except one who's like engaged and like who knows where he is. But I can be a cold-hearted bitch. Like, I really can. I've been cheated on a ton, and I am kind of like, okay, you made me feel like this. Just wait how much awful you're going to feel when I do it to you. So like, I'm like a get even kind of. Like, you're gonna fuck me over. Just wait.
I kind of love the scariness that's coming out.
It's not great.
Slowly lowering, like, I am a get even type of bitch. Wait, tell me
I had a guy that
I
have a guy that I'm like talking to right now, and one of the best text messages that he ever sent to me, he said, every day I'm a little bit more scared of you. And I said, perfect.
Perfect. Goal
That's
achieved,
how I want it.
dude. Wait, okay, tell me about you getting cheated on.
So I've been cheated on. I mean, I dated a guy in college. He definitely cheated on me, but like whatever. My first boyfriend in New York, I like would see him cheating on me. Like we'd be out at clubs and he would like leave and I'd like see him in an elevator with another girl. And like one time I threw him a birthday party in the Hamptons and I like walked in on him like making out with someone. I was just like, this is not,
dude,
not great.
What do you say in those moments?
I was young, I was stupid, and it's funny because I feel like people, like, if they're watching me on the show or, like, my Instagram now, like, I come off very confident and, like, high self-esteem, but it wasn't always, and I'm not, like, I definitely have insecurities, but I wasn't just born like that. Like, I've gone through shit that makes you get like that. So that was definitely a relationship where I was like, this is crazy. Like, why am I living
Did you
through
ever
this
get
with someone?
cheated on that you were, like, blindsided?
No. Like every time I've gotten cheated, I have a really crazy gut instinct, and every time I've been cheated on, I was like, I know something crazy is going on. Like, let me check up on it.
And have you stayed once you found out they were cheating?
I have before, yeah.
Do you remember, like, where was your mental state with that? Was it just staying because you needed to get well, not great at all.
Not great.
I have stayed too when I found out someone was cheating, and it was just like, for me, it was more of like, I need to figure my shit out. Like, I was living with this person. Like, I need to like somewhat fake that we're gonna make it all work while I get like my logistics figured out. But like, was yours more to like get even, or were you just like, whatever, I'll just like keep being in this relationship?
It was more like, okay, we all have the same friends. We're going out every weekend. Like, who am I going to hang out with if I'm not dating this person? And it's such an like immature thought, and it's such a like unworthy feeling, and just basically having no self-confidence that I could go out and get a new boyfriend who's probably 10 times better in a week.
Totally.
But when you're in that situation, you just feel like a piece of shit. And you're like in your bed and you're like, what am I, like, I'm leaving him to do what? Like lay and cry in my own bed, like by myself. So
dude, isn't it crazy? Because I love that you're saying that, like, on the show you do come off like the baddest bitch and you're so confident walking around in your perfect outfits. I'm like, fuck you.
I try really hard.
But it works. Like, you literally, I've bought things that you post on your Instagram because you like are so good at marketing clothing, because they're all affordable and you make them look so high end. Like, you're amazing at that. But you exude this confidence, and I think it's really cool that you say like you used to not be that way, and I've been open about that on my show too. Like, I wasn't just like born and I was like, what's up, I'm a bad bitch. Like, you go through shit. And I think my therapist had like punched me in the head one day when she was like, look at all your old relationships, and if you look at when they were toxic, usually it's because like your relationship is a mirror, and like you didn't like who you were, and so you were accepting like shitty stuff because you felt shitty about yourself. And now think about yourself going into like any relationships, you probably are at more point in your life where like you know who you are, you know what you want, you know what you deserve, and so you would never date that person now,
ever. I'm such a different, like, being single right now and 28 and like now being in the career I'm in, I'm such a different single person. And that was like one of the reasons I wanted to get single, because I was like, what would I be like? Because I know I wouldn't be the way I was when I was 25, like falling all over whoever. And there's definitely times where like I'll meet a guy and he doesn't like me back, and I'll have that like, let's cry about it for like a day, and then I'll be like, wait, I'm a bad fucking bitch, and like his loss, and it's more about him than it is about me. I had a therapist say to me one time, like, you let people pick you. Why don't you start picking who you want to date? And I was like, okay. And it like really spoke to me. I was like, you're so right. I let these like losers come in and do whatever. But there is something about like dating the bad boy when you are younger that I feel like you have to do.
Dude, you have to tell us about your drug dealer. Everyone's like, hold up, what? Dude, on FaceTime, I'm like, Paige, like, let's go through, like, college history. Like, did you have a boyfriend? She was like, yeah, like, not the best choices. Like, I like the bad boy. Like, I dated a drug dealer. I'm like, so what? Tell me about it.
So, like, I dated this guy in college for, like, a hot second. And I think it's because my high school boyfriend, who I dated, like, senior year of high school, freshman year of college, a little bit of sophomore year, was so perfect. Like, the most amazing boyfriend. My first love, like everything about him and the way he loved me was amazing. And there's just a part of me that was like,
go the opposite direction.
There's gotta be something crazy out here. And I found a guy who was just, I think he was a bookie. He was definitely a drug dealer at one point. And like I was driving in his like dope car one day, and I was just like, how did I get here? We were getting pulled over by the cops. I had like a fake ID because I wasn't 21 at the time.
Right.
I had a fake ID in my purse. I was so nervous. And like, I'm a good girl. Like, I don't get pulled over. I've never been arrested. I don't have tattoos. Like, I'm scared of authority. Like, this is not me. We're getting pulled over. He looks at me and he goes, don't say a fucking word when they come in, when they come over. I don't know what I have in my car, but act oblivious. And I just like looked at him and I was like, okay. The police came, they like gave us a speeding ticket. We drove off, but it was in that moment that I was just like,
nope.
Not me.
Nope.
I tried it, not me. I'd like to go back to being good again. Like,
dude.
But I learned a lot.
Right. Okay, that is so crazy. We have so many similarities. Hearing you say that story, I knew after you were going to say that moment when you pushed it too far and there's authorities involved, you're like, not fucking cool. I had a boyfriend that I dated in high school, and he was the definition of a bad boy. And I met him, I'm pretty sure, on like Facebook, and like he went to the public school, and like I went to the right.
Wait, that's such a thing too. Like if
friending.
you went to the private school and you're like, I'm gonna date a public school boy because like I'm bad. You know?
I'm the baddest of the bad. And so I'm at this like preppy ass high school that my parents couldn't afford. Like I had a scholarship for high school, and I'm at this school. I couldn't afford a car. All these bitches are driving around in Maseratis, and I wanted to go back to like the comfortability of like I want to be.
Wait, was yours all girls?
No, mine was like a private boarding school. With like these rich little dicks. I was gonna go to an all girls school, and then I was like, I'd probably end it all if I went there. So no,
I went all girls.
Oh, I could so see you at all girl.
Yeah.
Did you have a uniform?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I went Catholic school my entire life. High school was all girls.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I wore a uniform my whole life until I got to college, and then I was like, what do people wear to school?
Dude,
like,
it's so funny when I say I went to Catholic school K through 8, and whenever I talk about wearing that like the plaid skirt and the thigh highs, guys are like, oh my God, I wish I could see a picture. I'm like, no, I was hideous. Shut up. It wasn't hot. It was like disgusting. It was disgusting.
I was like, I wore Doc Martens were like my school shoe. I was like, I didn't
like
shower.
Saddle shoes. Like I was like, what?
Like all girls were just, it's disgusting.
You don't
I was
wear
like, I didn't
makeup.
shave my legs till Friday. Like
Disgusting.
you didn't want to see a pic.
So I'm in high school. I start dating this bad boy, and I will never forget. My parents were at like my brother's hockey game, and I was gonna sneak out and have my first date with this guy. He picks me up in this BMW, and I'm like, oh my God, so hot. I get in.
Something about a BMW.
And then something about a man with earrings and a backwards hat. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I get in, and we're driving to his house, and I will never forget this moment. He's driving so slow, and I'm like, why are you driving so slow? And he's like, oh, because I have a DUI. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm wet. And I like a part of me was like so excited about it, but a part of me was like kind of terrified. And I dated this kid on and off for like 2 years, and my parents were doing everything they could to keep me away from him. I would like put my phone in my mailbox because they had the tracker on me, and then I would like leave my house. My mom would wake up in the middle of the night, check to see my location. I'd be at home. Meanwhile, I'm like fully out of dude, so bad.
Wait, genius. Dude,
it was genius until I think I've told this story before, but like it was genius until I'm on Amazon or whatever. I was on eBay. Back then it was eBay, and I'm trying to buy one of those like fire escape ladders so I could climb out of my room. And I didn't have a credit card at the time, so my dumbass uses my dad's card thinking he wouldn't see, and he comes in one day being like, so you're the one buying the ladder? And I'm like, Dad, what?
Stop.
I'm like,
you're like, I just want to do some home improvement. I'm trying to help you.
I'm like, Dad, this is for the family safety. Stop. He's like,
we're doing a fire drill at 6 p.m. Be there, Dad.
So how dark? And then I'll tell the story one day fully on the podcast, but it got so dark, and he was so troubled, and I think he's out of rehab now, but
good for him.
Yeah, good for him. There was one situation where he there was a huge event that happened. He was put into a coma. And I
Oh my
remember
God.
it was so bad. I was driving down to the hospital, asked my parents if I could go see him, and like seeing him on a ventilator. And I had just gotten accepted to BU and like got my scholarship, like worked so hard. And I kind of had that moment in the car, like you being like, what am I doing? Like it's the bad boy is so fun until it's too far bad boy that you're like, this is not where I planned my life to go. And like
there's something in your gut that you're just like, this isn't my
something
path.
in your
like,
gut,
we tried
and then
it.
also something seeing the guy on the ventilator. You're like, this is so fucking sad, but also like I gotta go do my thing. So bad boy stories are like every girl that thinks it's fun. It's really not. Like it's fun for a thrill of a night, not for a relationship.
Looking back on it now, can be such a pivotal moment in like the way you become a woman, because I really feel like when I dated this guy, I was like, what, 19, 20? Like I wasn't a woman of like the way I think of things now, but I always think like, wow, what if he really trapped me and that was my path like for the future? Like thank God I had the wherewithal or like the family to be like, yo, get your shit together, you're done with him, like you're moving on. But I could see how some girls get trapped in that and then they're in like mentally abusive relationships or physically abusive, and that's terrifying.
It sounds like you have do you have siblings?
I do. I have an older brother.
Okay, I do too. And you're close with your family, right?
My brother is
everything.
Like my best friend. I actually say like people that don't get along with their siblings, I'll never understand it.
Can't trust them.
I can't trust them. And I feel bad saying it because there's so many people that don't fuck with their siblings.
Yeah.
Like my brother is exact same personality as me, way funnier than me, and like 10 times smarter. He's a lawyer. And they're like, what happened with Paige?
You're like, I'm just trying to figure it out. Shut up. Please stop. No,
like, turn on
my
my show. But I just like, I'm very close with my family, and my brother is like my best friend.
I love that because I think like, well, I also have an older brother, and he's literally like my best friend, and I have then an older sister, and everyone doesn't even know I have an older sister. My older sister and I, when I were younger, would fight all the time just because it was like sisters. But she is also my best friend. And like when you have that family dynamic and then you love your parents, when you have these toxic relationships, like I've learned like you're so fucking lucky, and we're so fortunate to have that relationship with our family that some people don't have. And it does, you're right, it is scary to think about how close I was at times, and my family's pulling me back being like, what the fuck are you doing? Like my brother had so many conversations, and I'm sure you too, of like, Paige, you're so cute that you think,
like your parents can tell you like that you're fucking up, and you're like, okay, and it really isn't until my brother will be like, yo, do we have to have a conversation? My brother has actually, every boyfriend I've ever had, he's been like, yeah, you can have fun with him. This isn't it. Like, cut it off pretty soon, because this guy's gonna get upset and like obsessed with you, and we're just not having him. Like,
dude, is that not the worst though? When your brother says it, and then you're like, well, and now you ruined it for me.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck. Now I can't hang out with him. My brother will like make fun of whoever I'm dating, like to me, and then when I'm talking to the guy, my head is like my brother saying all these mean things, and I'm like, God damn it, Gary.
I hate it, dude. My brother does the same, and I'm like, can you please just keep your comments until I come to you? Because like I like this one. I think he's like, it's so cute that you think that. But I think anyone listening that isn't close to their family, this isn't a put down. This is more of like I think then I always suggest like finding. I do feel like those people then have those friends that are like family, and relying on anyone that is around you. I've always, like, my mom's always said it, like whenever we say something, like we have no ulterior motives. What would be our ulterior motive to telling you like someone's not doing something in your best interest? It's just out of love. And so if you're ever feeling maybe like you're in a toxic situation, or you're pulling away from people that do love you, listen to them, because you probably don't have a clear view of things, and they do.
At
and
all.
What your mom doesn't want to fuck your boyfriend. Like there's no ulterior motive.
My mom always says, if I can't tell you, who's gonna tell you?
So true.
And like for so many things, like I always say, like, Mom, if like I'm gonna get fat, like tell me I'm getting fat. And she's like, if I can't tell you, who are you gonna call and ask? I'm like, okay, great.
Thank you. You're like, thanks, Mom. I really appreciate the honesty. No, it's so true. Let's talk about guys and money and buying on dates and shit like that, because I want to hear your take on how much of a turnoff is it if a guy takes you on a date? Well, first of all, have you ever had a guy take you on a date and ask you to split the bill?
Not on a first date.
Okay.
But I've definitely like bought dates that I felt like this is like still part of the courting situation and I don't feel like I should be paying for this, but like go off, do your thing.
And how did he ask you to pay or split?
So I was on a date one time and I would say this was like our third, fourth date. Like very new in the dating situation. Like we weren't exclusive, we weren't like anything, but we were going on dates. And like a normal fucking human, when the check came, like I like went and grabbed for my bag.
Classic
and I'm used
fake
to
out.
like
It's like a little fake
classic.
pump.
Yeah, tale as old as time. Like you grab for your bag. So I'm grabbing for my bag, waiting for him to be like, "Oh my God, stop." He doesn't say, "Oh my God, stop." So like I have to keep proceeding. Like now I'm taking my wallet out. Now I'm opening my wallet. Now my card is in my hand. And I say, "Oh my God, like let me get this one." And waiting for him to be like, "Absolutely not. That's crazy. Like this is our third date." He doesn't say anything. So I like take the check, I pay for it. And like it was fine. It was just like a dinner. But in my head, I was like, I'm all for like equal rights in women, and I'm down to split things.
Right.
I'm down to pay for things when like we're in a relationship, like absolutely. And I like being able to buy my own shit because I hate feeling like I owe someone something.
Totally.
But like at the end of the day, you're trying to date me. Like that's why we're going on dates. We're hanging out. Like we're seeing if this could be a relationship. And like, come on, dude. It's one dinner. It's like the third date.
The third date's pretty early.
Pretty early, right?
I know that so many people will ask me like, fuck, like I'm in a relationship and I'm just trying to find the balance of, you know, like him paying versus me paying. I feel the same way. And like
I think that's totally different.
Totally different. But I do feel like when you're in the beginning stages, like if you're asking me out on a date, you're paying. And I know maybe that sounds like a little stuck up, but like I don't give a fuck. Like if a guy's asking me on a date, shouldn't even have to bring my wallet because I'm
like
expecting
it took me 2 hours to get ready for this.
Yes, my
makeup is 10 grand. Like if I threw all of this away and had to go buy it, I'd spend $5,000. You can fucking pick up this $100 check for some dumb pasta you bought me.
Thank you. And I know
you make more than us. Have you heard about the wage gap? You fucking make more than me.
Fuck yourself. No, it's so true. And I think you're right. There's a line of like, I think any guy listening, even if there's one thing. One, I think for at least the first like 5+ dates, like it sucks even if you have to ask your parents for money, like you should be paying. And two, I think that something to me that is just such a turn on that is so underrated, and it really isn't that much more expensive. Any guy listening for advice, if you're sending her an Uber, send her an Uber Black. If a black Escalade rolls up to pick you up, Paige, tell me you're not already trying to fuck this guy.
I'm now reconfiguring, like, do I have to wait for the third date? Because this was really nice. Like, we've set the bar so fucking low for men. It actually is infuriating because a simple Uber, even like saying, like, let me get you an Uber, I'm like, oh, like, he wanted to get me an Uber.
So cute.
But like sending a black Escalade to pick me up to take me out on a date, and you want to know something? I actually haven't had someone do that for me in like years.
Okay, so any men listening, just start sending Uber Blacks to Paige's apartment.
Just start sending them. We're not even going anywhere. Just keep them rolling up.
It's so underrated, and I feel like it's literally like a difference between $12, $20 something, and it can totally change the vibe of the night. And I know it's superficial, but it doesn't. Girls can be superficial. Anyone is superficial. When you get something nice that you're not expecting, it's like, oh my God. Like,
it's also really like, it's like human instincts. Like, of course we want to be equal to the guys, but there is like an innate feeling of like, we want to kind of be, we want to feel like we're being taken care of a little, and like, we want you to be like manly and macho, and like, it's not about the money. It's just like, you thought of us.
Right.
You want us to be safe. Like, you want to in some way protect us and like help us out. Like, send the Uber.
Send the fucking
like,
Uber.
It's $30.
It'll
like,
benefit you later
Uber.
down the line.
Trust us. We'll take care
Paige
of you
just said
after.
herself, maybe the 3-date fucking situation may go down to the first date. Just
like, send me an Uber.
Totally. Okay, I want to ask you, I wrote the question as, are you a lover or are you a fighter, Paige? In the bedroom, I mean. Do you like loving sex? Do you like aggressive sex? Like, what's your sex life like?
Okay, so I like to have a balance.
Love.
But like the first couple times, I don't be loving because I'll be like, that's so weird. I don't know you. Like, don't kiss my forehead. I'll actually throw up. But like if it's my boyfriend, at some point, yes, I want to like make love.
Totally.
But like in the beginning, I'm probably a little bit more like aggressive in terms of like a light choke. Yeah,
light choke.
Come on.
Light choke, but don't want to like pass out. Have you?
No, I don't want to pass out. I have some friends that like they're like, I passed out, and I'm like, that's scary, but they love it.
Totally. Do you? Because I remember talking about it on an episode, and people thought it was fascinating. Like, well, one, have you ever like been in love before?
Okay, I feel bad, like, because I don't know how many ex-boyfriends are gonna listen to this. I have been in love before. Okay. I think I've really, truly only been in love once. I think I've loved the person that I'm dating. Like, I love them as a human. They're a great human, but I wasn't in love with them.
Right.
And then I feel like I've had relationships where I loved the relationship because it was either like so toxic or so like what's going to happen next, but I didn't love the person.
I think
so when like both are aligned, where like I love the relationship and I loved the person, I really only think I've only ever felt that once. And I think that's why I'm such a relationship girl, because like I want to be in love. Like, I can't wait for that. I just don't think I've had that in a really long time.
I think that's profound. I think that's, and you're being honest. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being in a relationship, especially at our age. Maybe as we're getting older, the next relationship you're going to get into, you'll probably want to like, you're going to be like, I want to be in love. The next time I'm getting in, I'm going to be in love. But like in your 20s, I don't think I've had relationships. I know I'm not fully in love with that person, but I don't think there's then any pressure to be like, well, then you have to break up with them if you're not in love with them, because you get something from each relationship. But I do think
1,000%.
Isn't it crazy though, when you are in love, the difference in the sex?
Yeah. So I actually haven't really been in love since, and I think it was like my first love.
Got it.
So really since I was like 20. Yeah.
It's wild though to like, I've said like this one person that I dated, like the sex was so intense when we were having sex at times and then so hot other times, but like ever since having that person where I was like, holy shit, like I hate using the word like making love, but like the hot sensual
the passion,
right, to be able to have that sex and then turn it off and do another round that's like sexy and kinky and hot. It's hard then I've gone on to new relationships that I've had some boyfriends that I'm like, we only have like semi-dirty sex and there's no passion. And once you have the passion in sex, it's hard to move forward in a relationship and have a guy that doesn't do that.
And I've had like boyfriends where like we have the dirty crazy sex and you're so into it, and then they want to switch it to like the love making kind, and I'm like, oh, but I just don't want to.
Right, because you're not
like,
you're
I don't
not
see you like that.
Yeah,
You're not there, and I feel so bad. But
it's and that's why I do think for me, like, it is kind of a weird thing, but getting older, like, that's kind of my sense of like, am I really into this person if I can do both? Because you're so right, I get the ick when they try to then do the lovemaking, and I'm like, I really wish you would just fuck me like I'm like a little slut, and like, just let's get over with. Like,
like, put your hand over my mouth and like,
gag
enough.
Me.
Like, tell me to shut the fuck up and let's keep it moving.
Straight
like
up.
We have dinner to get to.
Okay, have you ever, I was going to ask you, have you ever had to go about, a lot of girls want to know, like, what do I do if I want to figure out, like, what are we? And I've always tell girls, like, well, you don't ask what we are. That's just so wrong, so not the right way to go
If you want to get dumped real quick, ask them what you are. If you're trying to get out of it, 1,000% ask him what you guys are.
What are we, Jeremy? And he's like, you're disgusting. That's
you're leaving is what we are.
But, like, have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you needed to ask a guy what you are? I think we kind of said both no, but.
No, I don't think so. And anyone I've ever, like, made, like, they've become my actual boyfriend, it's all happened the same way, where one day we start hanging out and then we just hung out every single day until we were like, yeah, we're dating. I've actually never met someone. I've never dated someone who I wasn't friends with first.
That's
really.
interesting.
It's interesting, and I don't know if I recommend it. I'm still testing that theory out.
The guy that I'm seeing now, we're not friends prior. I think almost every guy I actually have ever dated, I never was friends with them prior.
Interesting. So we're like opposite with that.
Yeah, and I don't know if mine have worked in the past either, so I don't know.
Yeah, so we don't know. We have this hypothesis out there that we don't know what's true.
We need to talk about, this is like our big wrapping up, catty girls and just all things. And I know that you in Summer House have dealt with like so many girl dramas, and I think it's such an underrated topic. Like we can talk about guys all day, but really like girl drama is so fucking hard to navigate. And I think it's interesting that you're saying you have had friends in the past that like you are more almost a girlfriend with like best friends with your partner rather than having huge groups of girls, because I agree, it is hard to navigate girl groups. And I've never been someone that has like 20 friends. I want my close circle, and that's that. But like, what is your dynamic with girlfriends?
So I'm definitely a girl's girl. Like I'm very girly. If like I have like girlfriends, you know, like I have their back, like I'm down for them.
Totally.
But girls like just innately, like when we all get in a room, it's automatic, like look them up and down, like is this my competition? Like where guys get into a room and they're like, what's up, bro? Like dapping each other up, and it's like I wish we had that, and I don't know why we don't, but it's already automatic competition. But I'm the type of girl that like if I meet you, I like you initially until you do something and then I don't like you.
Totally.
Where I feel like a lot of girls are, prove to me on like why I should like you, and it's like it's very off-putting to me.
I agree.
I went to an all-girls high school, and I had a really great group of girlfriends in high school, and I didn't deal with that much cattiness. I mean, we definitely had it, but I think it prepared me a lot for like the real world. I also can pick up in like 3 seconds when a girl is talking about me like at a party. I'm like, I absolutely know that she's talking about me, and like now I can read her lips. And my friends now will be like, how do you know that? And I'm like, I went to an all-girls high school. This was the cafeteria.
Right.
Like
I know
when a bitch is talking about me. So it's definitely hard. And then it's just, we're in like, not to like sound like, oh my God, toot my own horn, but like, I'm in like a very different career path. And so I think it's like sometimes girls get a little bit jealous, but I'm like a loser at heart. Like, you like come over and like, let's watch a movie. Like I'm not like exactly how I am on my Instagram, like always perfectly made up and like whatever. But I think it's just weird. Like girls just normally have like a jealousy streak. And of course there's times where I get jealous of other girls. Absolutely. But I always see it like, if you're my friend and I'm successful, like I want you to be successful. And like if I'm eating, you're all eating. Like we're doing, you know, and it's like me and my one girlfriend talk about this all the time. Like if I'm going out with my friends, I want them to look hot too. Like I don't want to be the only hot one when we're going out. Like no, I'm gonna tell you that outfit sucks.
Right.
And like let's change
Borrow my
because
clothes.
I want you to look good.
Totally.
Where I've been with girls that are like, wear something else, and when I'm like, I know I don't look good in that. And dude, that's fucked up.
How fucked is that? You're so right. I remember in college I had this one girl that was like so conscious of wanting to be the hottest girl, and it was so obvious when I would watch her tell some girls what to wear, and then I would be like, yo, like you should probably wear this instead, like come borrow my clothes, because I was watching her. Girls that feel insecure when they're around hotter girls. Listen, I have been in rooms that I'm like, why does she look like that? What's that? What is happening? Oh my God.
In New York, it's like you walk into a bar, everyone's 5'9" and with Wilhelmina, and you're like, cool.
Whoa. Like being short in New York, I'm like, all of a sudden I feel like a little fucking toad. I'm like, I'm gross.
Me and one of my girlfriends always say, like, it's now about being short and funny. And
thank you. Now I'm gonna feel better about
my life.
Dude, being around tall girls immediately, I'm like, I can't go anywhere without heels now. Like I have to
I'm
always.
like, why is my torso 2 inches?
But it's like, there's no doubt I all the time have felt insecure going into rooms with girls. Yeah. Like, oh my God, you obviously size yourself up, but like girls that try harder to make you feel, I'm going to read you some questions because this is all like girl code shit that I feel like you probably have dealt with like a lot of this. This is from the Daddy Gang. You guys wrote these in. A lot of it is like what to do about like dating, etc. But here we go. Okay. Is it okay for friends to reserve guys, even if they're not dating them? Like to call a guy, like to be like, I want that one, like no one's allowed to touch him. Like, do you think that's fair?
If you guys are all meeting this, I think if you see a guy and you're like, I think I really like that guy, I want to try and talk to him, then yes. Because if one of my girlfriends says to me, I really want to talk to this guy, automatically I'm like, okay, so then Great. I'll never talk to him. Like, I actually am automatically not attracted to that guy because my friend likes him.
Totally.
Yeah, so like if you want to dibs a guy and your friend's like, no, I want to talk to him, that's weird. Like, why would you even be competing for the same guy in the first place?
I completely agree. And I think the only time that it would be no is if she does that and for the next few weeks, if you guys see them out, nothing happens, then like the next season, all of a sudden you're onto a new guy and it was like, okay, I think I'm going to try for him. Like I'm kind of vibing. But it's like if they never hooked up, obviously.
Yeah, and it's known that like that girl or that guy is not liking your friend, you have to tell your friend like, okay, get over it. He doesn't like you.
Totally.
Which my friends have done that to me a million times. Right. They're like, get over it.
You're like, okay, fine. People literally, this is like not even a question, but we'll just answer it. People kept asking, if I had sex with him on the DL before he started dating my friend, do I have to tell her so she knows? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think even if you made out with him, you have.
Even if you just want a date.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend one time match with a guy on Raya, texted me like his picture, Instagram or whatever, and it was like, I'm going out on a date with him. And I go, cool, have so much fun. Gotta let you know, 3 years ago I slept with him one time. Didn't mean anything. We don't speak. And she's like, cool.
Great.
And I'm like, okay, great.
No, I think transparency.
Yeah, no, because if he tells... Yeah, and if he tells her first, then you look like a sneaky
weirdo.
Bitch.
Okay, girls that think they're just being straightforward to you but are really just rude. Do you know those girls?
Yeah.
That they're like,
I'm just real.
I'm real. I'm honest.
I'm authentic. I'm myself.
And I'm like, you're a cunt.
You're a bitch.
Yeah, I think dealing with those type of girls, I always just I kind of feel like I know one of the girls on your show that I think of with this. I'm not going to say her name, but like girls that are rude sometimes, even though they're trying to come off real, there's no point in going at them because they're in their own world. If they're being rude to you, pretending they're being straightforward, my advice is always just like kind of look at them like they have 5 heads and just no response. And what my dad always used to tell me, and it's the best fucking line, is if someone's being an asshole to you and like saying something and trying to make you feel little, you just stare at them and you go, what's your point? And then think about it. And then they're like, well, I was just, and you're like, okay, well, what's your point? What's your point? And then
my mom,
boom.
Wow, I feel like our parents would even be friends because my mom gives the advice of, so what do you mean by that? She's like, because if you make someone explain to you, then they just automatically start sounding dumb because they don't even know. So then they're like, I just mean like, and you're like, I don't get it.
I don't get you. Bye.
And there's a fine line between being real and just being an asshole. Like,
thank you.
If you're going to hurt someone's feelings with your realness, keep it to your fucking self. Because
Totally.
we probably didn't have to hear it in the first place.
I completely agree. Okay, would you ever hook up with a guy that your friend dated for 2 months?
Probably not. Unless this guy was like, I was like, this is my soulmate. And I would definitely talk to my friend about it first. Like if she was like, oh, that's like, I can't even. But if it was one of those guys that like she always liked, like, yeah. I think friends and mixing guys is like gets very messy. And I don't ever really do that. I would never do that.
Is it okay to date someone's ex if you aren't close but you run in the same circle?
Yes, you don't know that girl. Anything.
I agree. Nothing. Totally. Okay. Oh, how close of a friend do I need to be to give my opinion on their relationship or just never?
So I have a hard time with this because I have been documented giving Hannah all my feels. I think it depends on how close you are with your girlfriend, but there have been multiple times where my girlfriends have been like, hey, snap the fuck out of it. he doesn't like you. You're making yourself look stupid, and now you're making all of us as like a girl group look stupid.
Right.
And I have been like, thank you, you're correct. But there is a line where like if your girlfriend's in like a toxic relationship and you talk so much shit about him, and then like they get back together and then you have to be out at dinners, like it's gonna be fucking awkward. I like live my truth, and I'm like, you're better than this.
Right.
I'll chill with him because it doesn't affect me. I'm not the one dating him, but you should know that you're better than this.
I agree. It's like I remember being in high school and I had such a hard situation. I had a group, it was 4 of us girls, and we were all on the soccer team. We were best friends. We did everything together. And one of the girls was dating when we were freshmen. She was dating a senior, and he was like the hottest guy on Cape.
Yeah.
So chic.
So chic.
Hottest guy on campus, the whole thing. And we found out he was like fully cheating on her. And I remember my friend and I were like, what do we do? Like, this is so scary. Like, we have to tell her. And we were young, innocent, like freshmen at the time. We're like, oh my God, we got to tell her. And I will never forget, in hindsight, we shouldn't have done it the way we did. But like during lunch, we like
you wrote a letter. You were like, Dear Sam, Ronnie was at the club.
So, dude, we should have. So I will never forget. We bring her to a bench on campus, and we all sit down.
How poetic!
So, there's like grass around us, and we, in our true minds, were like, "Oh my God!" Like she definitely has no idea. And we were like, "We have to tell you something." We told her, and she looked at us so all of a sudden, like, kind of pulls back a little bit, so defensive. So doesn't believe us, stands up and is like, I'm going to talk to him. He walks out right of like one of the buildings, and they make eye contact, and she walks to him. And for the next like few months, it was really awkward between us because she didn't believe us until a picture came out at like a school dance of him like fully tongue down the throat. And then we were awkwardly like sipping our Slurpees in the corner like, whoa, that's an interesting photo.
That's weird. Where'd we get that? But see, I've always been the type of girl where like if my girlfriends ever came to me and were like, we think he's cheating on you, I'm like,
let's go.
Well, get the Facebook out. Well, how are we going to figure it out?
5
like
computers.
If you're telling me,
yeah. Like, someone start fucking an FBI agent. Like, here we go. Let's get to the bottom of this shit.
Yeah. Like, but what are we doing here?
That's why if my friends ever came to me, oh, he's cheating, I'm like, same vibe. But I do think that is where then I learned, like, when they're in a toxic relationship, most girls probably have a little feeling that they are. Yeah. And she didn't want to hear that information. Yeah. She probably knew. She thought it was the best shit she could get. And then later on, she ended up spending her entire college on and off with this guy. And like, he fully broke her heart and kept cheating. And like, now she spent like 8 years of her life with this dude, and he kept serial cheating. I think though, from that, at a very young age, I learned like, sometimes you just you gotta be aware of who you're addressing. Yeah. I can't help myself, but if I know someone's getting cheated on, I'm telling them. As a friend, I feel like that's my duty. If I don't really know the girl, I'm not going out of my way to tell a girl.
Me neither.
Your boyfriend's fucking on you. Like, don't give a fuck.
Unless she's one of my girlfriends that I talk to every single day or like every week. Even if it's one of my girlfriends I don't talk to that much, but she's like my girl, I'm telling her. Totally. If she's an acquaintance, I'm not getting involved in that whatsoever.
I agree.
Also, like I've learned through dating, like for however long I've been dating, like 15 years, always trust your gut.
Boom. Always.
And like there's so many times where I'm like, damn, am I a psychic? Because I need to trust my gut more, and like I've been right.
And any girl that is wondering, should I tell my friend, go tell your friend, but then also be like, I'm down for whatever you want to do. I'm here to handle it with you. Yes. But once you tell them once, you don't need to keep harping on it, because then if they do stay, they're choosing to stay. You know what I mean?
Right. So absolutely. Like, you don't bring it up again, and you're like, whatever your decision is, I back you up because you're my friend, but here's the facts.
Having a friend that you had a fallout with, would you send your ex-best girlfriend a happy birthday or nah? No. If we fight and like it, no, fuck you. No, like literally not at all. I'm like not texting an ex-best friend. Like, what? No. Roommate fights, when you still have to live together post-fight and you're not making up. Like, what do you do about fighting with roommates?
Go to your boyfriend's.
No.
Stay there.
Stay there, hide, bunker up.
Just like be gone.
It's interesting because I've learned through having lived with like a bunch of soccer girls in college, post-college girls. Like, I've definitely learned a balance of fight, but like keep in mind that you do have to wake up near that person the next day if you don't have a boyfriend. But it also does come to a point where like have sit down conversations, not one-offs and then walking away. Like, hey, let's like schedule time to sit down and like let's just talk through this, because like you literally have to live with that person.
It's actually really interesting that you say that, because my ex used to always give me that advice if I was ever fighting with a friend. Like being really adult about it, almost like you work together. Like, hey, can we schedule a time, rather than just like walking in their room being like, hey, let's talk. Because like scheduling a time is like, I'm serious. Like I want this to work and I want us to like, I want to hear you out. I want you to hear me. Like there is a different just vibe with it.
Yeah. You just have to be way more respectful, because it's now past friendship. You don't have to be best friends, but you do have to live together. Oh, I feel like you have this. This can be our last one.
Okay.
When your best friend or just a friend is always copying and trying to one-up you with like your outfit, there was one girl on the show that used to come out of the room dressed exactly like,
which I actually always feel so bad for that, because she is the nicest girl ever, and like she really didn't copy me as much as it really did look.
I agree, and I also
we just
could
had
tell
similar style.
I could tell with her too, like it was a form of like she looked up to you, she loved your style, and you like inspired her.
Yeah, I almost felt like an older sister.
Boom.
But and like I loved when she would wear similar things, because I'd be like, you look fucking great. Right. Like wear it.
But have you ever gotten mad at like any one of your friends for like trying to always copy you?
Yeah, I've definitely had friends who are like always trying to like one up and be like, yeah, no, I have that too, and I have that, whatever. And it gets annoying, and I always talk to my mom about it, and she always like snaps me back to earth, and she's like, that's sad. Like that's something in them that they're like insecure. Like, so let them just have it. So whenever someone's like trying to one up, I'm always like, that's so good. Like that's amazing. Yes. And then they almost kind of feel like, oh, this is weird. And then they sometimes stop.
Dude, I will never forget one of the dumbest, biggest fights I had with one of my ex friends is I bought a pair of boots. Okay. Mm-hmm. I bought a pair of boots that one of my friends was like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this company. Like, buy this boot. Bought the boot. It's one that like Rada always wears or whatever.
Okay.
And so I post on my story, like wearing the boots going out. And she texts me and she's like, no, she DMs me and she goes, what brand is that boot? And I was like, oh my God, it's like Schultz boots. You know that brand?
I know, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I'm like, oh my God, it's Schultz boots. Like, they're so cute.
Was Rada was wearing those like cowboy almost looking boots? Yes. Okay.
And I'm like, oh my God, like I like send it to her DMer and I'm like, oh my God, you have to check out the boot. And she DMs me back, and also like DMing, like we're fully living together. Yeah. And she's like, Alex, you know that I own that boot. I have had at that point fully never been going out with her. She had a boyfriend. I was going out with I was like, oh, like, no, I didn't know that you had that boot. And it's a black boot that I had. It was a black boot. No. And I was like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. No, I didn't know, but like, that's great. Like, and then she was like, I can't believe that you bought that boot. You know that I have that boot. So then it transfers to texting. And we are going in she's fully like, you are like, I can't believe this. Like, I just want one thing that's like mine. And like, you post more on Instagram than me. And it's not fair that you have the boot now. And now everyone's going to know the boot as yours. And now I can't wear the boot. And this is so, and I was like, it feels like there's something under this. It's like a little bit.
There's something deeper.
And I was like, we never go out together. So like, we're never going to, and if you want to wear it, if we ever go out together, I won't wear the boot. Like, it's a black boot. Like,
absolutely.
Like, what? And I was like, I got 3 other types. Like, and it was just, it went on for an hour. And I remember calling my mom and my other best friend, and I was like, am I off on this? Like, she's losing her shit over a boot. And
yeah, it wasn't the boot.
It wasn't
it wasn't the boot. It wasn't. Because like, I have a girlfriend who anytime we ever go on a trip, I pack quadruple the amount I would pack, because I know this girl's not bringing anything.
Yeah.
And like, she's gonna want to wear clothes, so she'll call me and be like, I hope you pack extra leather pants. I'm like, you're so annoying. But yes, my luggage is over the weight because of you. But if there was ever an outfit, like, there have been times that I've been away with her and I'll pack an outfit and I've never worn it, tags are on it, and I'll be like, I want to wear it first.
Totally.
Like, because I picked this outfit out. like, and then you can wear it. Like, absolutely.
Totally.
It's all about just being
respectful. Like,
and like having communication.
That's what I remember, just being like, I will never wear it when you are wearing them. You can always wear them. Like, I was going above and beyond, like, we're talking about a boot here. Like, here we go. And it was just, it was a moment of me being like, she's clearly feeling insecure about something, and I'm gonna try to appease her in every way because this is a fight over a boot. And there was clearly more that came out later, and it was just one of those moments. Like, with girls, I agree, I could give 2 fucks if my friends borrow. Lauren literally just borrowed my bra and underwear for a date the other night because she didn't have a cute enough fucking thong set. And I'm like, I don't care if people think that's gross. Like, I don't care about that shit.
Here's the thing, I don't think that's gross.
Right?
I don't think it's gross at all. Like, if my girlfriend was like, one time it was Valentine's Day and I lived with like one of my girlfriends, and I was like, fuck, like, I don't really have lingerie. She pulled out these like crazy pieces. I was like, I'm not old enough to even put that on, but thank you. Like,
thank you.
If you're not helping your girls out, like, to be the best they can be, I don't fuck with you.
I agree. I think to everyone listening, like, to wrap it up, like, try to be a little less defensive around your girlfriends. And even I've always said, people that like are like, I wish my friends would even listen to call her daddy, like having an open communication about your sex life with your friends. I'm sure you, one, having a podcast, and 2, being on Summer House, I bet has helped you almost like talk more about and be open more about your relationships and sex life with your friends. And some girls can't have a conversation about like, oh my God, I gave him head last night, because some girls are so judgy. And if you're around girls like that, find a new friend group.
Seriously, I have a group, and this will be like the last thing I say about like friends. I have a group of guy friends who are perfect. Like, they really are the best guys ever. And I watch them with each other, and they hype each other up so much. Like, no one is talking shit about anyone else in their guy group. And I'm like, this is like beautiful. Like, it's really sentimental how much you guys fuck with each other. And I was like, girls should just be more like that. And now I'm like in a group, and I have a bunch of girlfriends who, like, some of them are new girlfriends, some of them are old girlfriends, but it's so much more fun to hype each other up.
Yep.
And you have such a better time when you're out if you're like, that's the baddest bitch in the room and she's my fucking friend.
Yes.
Like, rather than looking at her and being jealous because she looks so hot that night.
Competition.
Like, you're going to have a night where you look the hottest.
Totally.
I wore an outfit one night out with like one of my best girlfriends, and the boys that we were with were like, Paige, your outfit looks so good. And she comes up and she goes, Paige, do a fucking twirl. You look so good. And I was like, that's my best friend.
And you would
like,
do the
that's
same
my
for
girl.
her. And you know when you have a bomb outfit, she's going to have one night, and you're going to do the same fucking thing for her.
Yes. I will tell her, I'm like, you like run that way, and I'm going to take an Instagram video of your ass, and I'm going to post it because you look so good.
Fucking good.
Like, why would I not do that for my friend?
I agree. I think girls need to take a page out of the guy's book on that one. Like, be less stuck up, be less in your heads. Like, we're all gonna get ours.
Yeah,
you're fine.
Just because one person is successful or like killing it at the moment doesn't mean that takes yours away. You guys, it's just different timing.
Totally. Okay, Paige.
Yes.
We've almost been talking for 2 hours. I can't explain to you how happy I am that you finally came on. I was thinking,
too. This is
now,
so good.
Next it has to be me, you, and Hannah on an app.
Yes.
How
God.
insane.
I mean, we'll talk for 24 hours.
Literally.
I think I'm nervous.
You need to tell us where we can find you on social media, and then also tell us like about where Summer House airs, etc.
Okay, so my Instagram is Paige_DeSorbo, and then Summer House is Thursdays at 9 p.m.
Oh my God.
Alex,
okay.
This was so fun.
This was so fun. It wasn't scary, right?
No, not at all. I feel like I was talking to like one of my girlfriends.
Wait, right? Okay, yeah. I love you, Paige. Thank you so much for coming on Daddy Gang. Go show her love in her DMs. You guys are scary. People need to know that you guys like them and support them. I love you. Thank you so much, Paige.
Thank you.